everyone, and welcome back to Jesse Hecht Creative. Today we're going over the Sonic the Hedgehog Stardust Speedway Zone playset and level clear diorama from Jakks Pacific. Before we begin, make sure to hit that like button and smash that subscribe button. Now let's get to it. So here is the Stardust Speedway Zone playset in the packaging, looking really great. We have a lot of things you can do with it, as well as the playset right over here. Sonic the Hedgehog over here. All the logos on the bottom in different languages. On the top, a Sonic the Hedgehog logo. On the side, you can avoid the chopping beanstalk and slide down the ramp. Really neat. On the back side over here is another picture of the playset with the Sonic logo right there. And on the back, you have more things you can do with the playset, and Sonic not really in front of it, displaying it in full view. Avoid the chopping beanstalk, swing on the spike platforms, and check out the other things available. And there's Blaze right there, by the way. So we're gearing up for that wave coming up soon, along with Shadow, Knuckles, and Sonic. And on the bottom is more legalese and stuff. So let's take a look at the Stardust Speedway Zone playset. Cutting from the top is pretty easy. Just cut, and that's probably it with the scissors. Opening it up is going to be very simple. Just take the box inside, pull it out, and here's the full playset right over there. There are directions. I don't know if I'll really need them or not. I'll put them to the side. This seems very similar to other playsets in the Sonic the Hedgehog universe, such as the other ones from Sonic Mania. This is a Sonic Mania, I believe, playset. That's pretty cool. We have the chomping beanstalk kind of thing, and this is great. We have kind of an enemy within, so that's nice. They gave us some kind of cool thing. It has a function. You can open the mouth a little bit. Here's some rings and the swinging platform you can grab, and here's Sonic as well. We'll check him out in a bit. Let me just build this thing first. So what you have to do is just cut all this open and rip it apart. Basically, it's all cardboard. It's all going to probably be in the trash someday, so it's fine by me, I guess, to rip this all open. This is a definite carbon copy from other playsets I've seen. So taking this apart right over here, gotta open up all the plastic, and there is some nicely done tissue paper in there that you can just put aside. So for the bottom, you just connect the two halves, I believe, like so, and that creates your foundation. It isn't really going that much for me, which is kind of a shame. Putting it to the bottom and giving it some hammering with a fist kind of helps it out, smooths it out, good. So putting this on this side, I believe, right over here. And then the other parts we put, I think, the beanstalk attaches to this side over here. Putting that right there. And then we get our backdrop and a pillar we put with vines going around it right over here on a port on the bottom right here, going there. And so now this port can rotate, by the way. We have a backdrop right over here on this side, placing that in the back, getting our swinging platform right over on this side. Take that out and going right over there. Kind of not really rubbery with the spikes. There's also a little pin you can put Sonic on and another pin in the back to place onto the back of the whole thing. It's hard to see, kind of, which is weird. I think I may have actually put this backwards. Yeah, there we go. You can see it much better from this angle right over here. So the beanstalk doesn't really attach to anything. It just sort of sits in wait for Sonic. And this vase goes right over here, I would think, along with 3 rings going down the ramp. 1, 2 over here, and then 3 on the ramp over here. There we go. All right, putting everything aside, let's take a look at Sonic. I just flipped this one over too. Nice looking set, by the way. Taking a look at these Sonic figures, this one is the new one, and this one is the old one. Already the new one looks much better. I love the stomach on it. It's really nice. The old one has a lot of fading on the stomach, so I'm glad they did a second pass on this. The faces, I believe, are the exact same. I'm not sure which I'm leaning towards being better. Honestly, it's the same exact thing, for me at least. So yeah, kudos to Jakks for really making these figures better as they go along. And yeah, I really love this. There is still some paint issues though on the shoe for both, which kind of sucks for me. I'm not sure which I'm going to keep in the long run, but definitely that stomach on the new one is a definite plus. Getting back to the playset itself, the pros are really nice. I love the colors used here. This gold is very nice along with the green and reds. It reminds me of a very Christmassy kind of thing over here. It's really quaint. There's a lot of pixel art going on over here. That's probably taken from the level in the background as well. I love this background. Looks really nice. We also have this piece over here. Looks great. In fact, it's really wonderful. This vase over here is a really beautiful part. You can take that off or put that back on as you see fit and swivel it however you like on the playset. This pole can swivel as well. Looks really cool. I think it's Corinthian, I believe, if you're a history buff. This vine guy is neat. We'll talk about him in a little bit, but more play features for this is this swinging thing is really great with the spikes on the side. That's pretty neat. This Sonic has kind of a bum leg, so excuse me if he falls over a little bit, but just placing him on here and having Sonic swing is pretty neat. It's fine. You have to kind of move it on your own and swing it around. Going all the way around? Heck yeah, that's cool. Have him go away all around if you want. You can also go down this ramp and up the ramp, going up this far, in so much, and then down this far. It wants to swivel away and not really work as well. It's kind of a bummer. There is a little slider you can move for it up here on the other side, but it's kind of counterintuitive to move as well. He comes with 3 rings. You can spin at will, however you want to spin them, and they're pretty cool pieces. Now for the sort of boss fight of the level, and I'm kind of glad they're putting more enemies in these levels. So this guy over here is a huge vine monster kind of deal. He can swivel over here. He can swivel over here near the midsection. You can sort of break a little bit, go back this far, and go forward this far. You can actually swivel him around and have him try to eat Sonic while he's on this thing. He actually can open his mouth wide enough to bite his legs, which is pretty weird and interesting, and spit him out. But Sonic can always, you know, get him and bop him into the next century and have him just curl up over here, seek help medically. It's a nice set and looks really cool. I'm glad we get another crack at Sonic, but I just wish this was the trumpet version from Stardust Speedway future version. That would have been even better and so nice to look at instead of all this green. For height comparison, Sonic stands at about 2.5 inches tall, while the set is about 3.5 inches tall and 7 inches tall or so, with around, I would say, 14 inches wide, and the depth is about 4 inches or so. It's a nice playset, but I think I could use way more as far as this goes, but we have a better playset coming up right after this. Hello everyone, and thank you so much for watching so far. Make sure to click like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. You can also click the bell icon for more creativity. Now let's get back to it. Here we have the Sonic the Hedgehog level clear diorama set. I love how this looks. All the pieces are right over here with Sonic the Hedgehog himself. A function over here. Level clear diorama in different languages. On the side we have Sonic the Hedgehog classic version, and on the other side we have Sonic the Hedgehog classic version. We have a logo up top, legalese on the bottom, and stuff on the back like functions, a goalpost, Sonic, Capsule, Flicky, and Pocky. That's cool. The name is right over there. Level clear diorama on the top, functions on the bottom. Press this down to open this up. Let's check out this set and see how it stacks. Cutting the top really easily and then opening it up reveals the set itself, looking really awesome. There are a lot of twist-eyed looking things, I guess, so we'll start cutting them. Just be careful with scissors. Taking one out over here, showing off that beautiful backdrop back there. Taking off the second one right there. Being very careful on this. And this little guy right over here. Oh boy. I do not want to cut the figure at all. That's kind of a shame. Looks okay. Alright. Then up here, we got that one. Good. Get the bunny out. It is. There we go. You are free now, friend. Do what you do. Come out, Sonic. Come out. This thing, we'll go over that later. And goalposts. And we have, going over the figures first, Flicky and Pocky are adorable. I love how they look. Flicky is really cute, very Tweety Bird-like. I like the paint on it. It's so adorable. Really nicely done with some articulation for the head. It's a ball joint that works out really well. The wing moves on a swivel. Other wing moves on a swivel. And the legs don't really move at all. That's a shame. Tail doesn't move at all. That's a shame too. Okay, articulation for this figure. On the bunny, the Pocky, there is a mess up on this ear over here. That's a shame for that. The head can move left and right and then goes up and down a little bit on a ball. Also get each leg moving back and forward, back and forward, back and forward. You won't really have to move it all that much because it's more static pose than anything, a sitting position if you will, but it looks fine. They're not really meant to be characters themselves, just things to rescue for Sonic. Speaking of Sonic, this is the same one we've seen from the Studiopolis playset, so we're no stranger to him. I really love how this one looks. He's really great, little smile over there, but more importantly the stomach is fixed too, so I'm glad they gave this figure a nice redo, some little more paint, and much better looks at least. He's great with all the same articulation from before and just awesome. The capsule is a great little piece. I love how this looks. It's very spot on to the games and one of the most iconic things because it means the level's over. It's really great though. You smash on the top and then good guys come out, or enemies in the later case in the games, but I just find this to be wonderful. We have some yellow caution tape over the sides, a little bit of yellow over here, 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 and of course on top. On the bottom we have some landing gear looking stuff. I'm not sure what this black little thing is over here. We have a little number identification piece right over here. Maybe for Eggman, maybe for Jakks Pacific, maybe for both. Who knows? He's already taking over Lego. Here's some hinges on this side. So what you do, you just press the top and it springs open. Really nicely done. We also have some pieces over here, like for figures to stand on, which is great for the feet. So just close this up and then, yeah, just pops back in. The flickies fit really easily inside of it. Just make sure to close it carefully and nicely, and then you're open and they're free, but they kind of fall over. There's no real way to sort of stand them on anything because these two little pieces hit on those things. I think they're spring activated, which is pretty neat. That's pretty cool. They push them down and connect together, and then those things, I guess, are springs to open them. I'm sorry for hitting you, flickies. No animals were harmed in the making of this video. My biggest wish has come true when I want to not just save flickies, but save other characters, and yes, you can. You can free Amy as well, even if it does kind of mess with the set. I may have to do some tinkering or either add some weights to the bottom to give it a little more heft on that. And I think Jakks should figure that out because any other character would go flying when these things push it out. It's kind of a shame. It's a little bit too much of a function. They could have toned it down a little bit or added less spring to it, and it would have been a way better piece. But yeah, it's really nice, all things considered. Let's just put Amy back in the box, our little magician's assistant here, and leave her right there. And with the magic of bad editing, presto! She's gone. Relax, guys. She's fine. She's over here. She's good. She isn't gone or anything. No, subscribe. The last thing in this set that I've been wanting them to do for a long while is the goalpost with Eggman and Sonic on the other side. This is wonderful, can be used in many applications, and it's just great to spin and see if you hit the right side. So far, it's very 80-20, whether you get it or not. But yeah, it should work pretty fine. It's a nice piece that definitely needs a playset to hit under, and luckily we just reviewed the one that can. Combining the playsets together is fine, I guess. I don't know why I put the Act 1 and Act 2 end goals in here, just realizing that they were both Act 1 and Act 2 end goals, but it's fine, I guess. It's pretty cool to have some characters on a pod, or maybe having the Flicky and Pocky interacting with Amy, or having the Sonic and Metal Sonic squaring off right over here with this guy just doing his thing and another Sonic over here. It's kind of a mess, but in a beautiful way. I don't think really that these two sets were meant to be together, but it works right now for this moment. Overall, a pair of pretty decent play sets that have some pretty decent play value. Stardust Speedway may not be the version I like, but at least it has a boss fight kind of thing with that vine. I love how that thing looks, and it really sells the set for me. The swinging spike platform adds for some extra danger in the set, as well as that ramp adding a great intro to the set. That vase is pretty cool as well, and that column is really nice too. It's a wonderful set that's kind of misguided on the version that fans want. The end level diorama is fantastic though. I could see it used in conjunction with many of the play sets and also on its own as a standalone set. I really appreciate how with both these sets they made Sonic much better as far as paint with that stomach. It's amazingly done, and I really appreciate Jakks Pacific for doing that. The flickies look really nice, if not Looney Tunes inspired directly, and that capsule is really sweet, and I can see many using it for different purposes. I highly recommend the Level Clear diorama set as it's wonderful, but I'm on the fence about the Stardust Speedway set. On one hand, it's pretty cool for some ways, on the other hand, we could have had something way better. I also would like to say that these sets need multiple characters in order to be much better, but seeing as they just released an 8-pack with several different characters you'd need for these sets, I would recommend getting that over the Stardust Speedway set. But make no mistake that Jakks Pacific is on a roll with the Sonic the Hedgehog line on a Stardust Speedway even, and I hope their tenure doesn't end with a level clear. So which one is your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching Jesse Hecht Creative. Feel free to click like, subscribe, share, or leave a comment. You can also visit us at jessehechtcreative.com, where you'll find more reviews like this one. Thanks again for watching and keep being creative. Stay tuned.